Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Today I'd like to share a card with you that I made for Polka Doodle's Digi Tuesday. If you've never shared a card with us at Digi Tuesday, I invite you to do so. And you'll see on your screen here the blog address. So come on by and visit us. We'd love to see what you're working on. So today, what I want to share with you is how I created the base that this darling little Digi sits on, because it's square in the back, but it has this floral outline on the right-hand side. So before I do that, I'd like to just show you here where you can find all these pieces. The Digi is from Dandelion Days, or it's called Dandelion Days, and it's from Polka Doodles. And it is part of the Winnie Sugar Sprinkles Fruit Punch collection. The papers that you see here are also part of that collection. And the flowers that I used are SVG cuts from the Polka Doodles Work and Play Collection 12. And these are currently available to you if you're watching this video in 2017, and it is May. So with no further ado, let's go on with our project. I'm not quite sure why that's there, so we'll just get rid of that. All right, so when you saw the paper, you saw the striped card base, and you saw the flowers coming up the side. And then there were extra flowers that I also cut. So let me show you how I put this together in Design Space. I first imported the flowers and into my system, and then brought them into my project. I then came over to Insert Shape, and I just simply pulled in 2 squares. Okay, so you do that just by clicking square, and it'll bring a square here, and you can size it to whatever you like. I first sized one to 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and that's this dark one right here. Okay, now what this piece is, let me move these out of the way. This piece is really just my pattern, so I know exactly how long and how wide or how tall I want my finished card base to be. Okay, because I know that when I fold this in half, it's going to create a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which here in the US is a standard size card for mailing. Now, when I did this, I decided that I wanted my card base without the flowers. Well, I'll be honest, I really didn't know what size I wanted my square. Okay, so when I pulled this in, I knew I wanted it 5 1/2 for my height, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted my length to be. Okay, from here to here. So I knew that I had to have room for my my Digi and the other paper that I had on there. So let me pull that back over so you can see what I'm talking about. I wanted to make sure that I had enough room for this piece of paper, and my Digi. Okay, so what I did is I just pulled in squares that were the sizes of these squares, or rectangles, I should say. All right, and I laid them on here. So I'll just pull one up here. All right, and I brought it in and I set it in so I would know exactly where that was going to be. Okay, then I also knew that the back size had to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's where your second square comes into play. So you can come over, edit, set it at 4 1/4 for your width. Height is 5 1/2. And I bring it in and I can lay it right there. Okay, so there we are. So now I know that this is going to sit about right here. Okay, so I know that my fold line is going to be right here, and if I wanted to, I could insert a fold line right now, and I could just come up here to insert shapes, grab a fold line, bring that down. I set it right next to my square. Now I can take that away, take this away, and take this one away for a second. And I simply come in and I hit my layers over here, and I just touch this attach. Okay, so now my fold line is there and I know exactly what I have to work with. And I can put this back, okay? That can go away. Now, I know that I want my flowers to sit in and make this idea. So all I have to do is come in and lay my flowers individually in the way I like them. I went ahead and just stacked them before I started the video. That way you didn't have to wait on me to do that. And all I have to do here is line up my bottom flower here. I want it to sit on a table square with all of this. So I line it up with the bottom of the card. Then I take the sides of these flowers because they're the furthest out, and I make sure that they don't extend past my pattern piece that I have back here, this black piece, okay? So now I have this where I want it. And it really doesn't matter if it's in front or behind this white, because when you weld it together, it won't matter where it is, okay? So now I have to get rid of my pattern piece back here. So I can come over here and pick it up, all right? Move it to the front. And now I can move that out without moving either one of my pieces. Now I select all of it, and I come over here and I hit weld. And voila, it is now welded. Okay? Now, you're going to see those little X's I had through here, and the reason I have those X's on is to save the integrity of the artist who designed these SVGs. So it's just common practice whenever I do a video, I try to remember to put something over the shapes so that they can't be taken. So these flowers are not going to fit exactly when I go to put them back on this piece. So I'll go ahead and put them back over here. All right, so we can take this whole piece now and move it to the back. When you go to make your card base, you're going to have this piece. You've got your fold line in. Then you've got these cut separately in different colors or patterns. And you just simply glue them in. And then when I did mine, I chose to just glue the centers down. I'll bring that back and show you again. And you'll notice here how it's sort of sticking up. You can really see it here. I just glued down the centers and let these stick up and off a little bit. So just gives it a little more dimension. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this is clear how I put together this card base. If it's not, please feel free to leave me a question and I will try to clear that up. You can leave it here at YouTube, or you can come visit me at my blog site, scrappyhorses.blogspot.com. All the pertinent addresses are below in the comment box. Have a great day and please come visit us at Digi Tuesday.